College students from all over the Southeast traveled to Murray State University to get down and dirty. With soil, I mean, for the 2015 Southeast Region Collegiate Soil Judging Competition.
Great beautiful day out in the field participating in soil judging, our country's most valuable resource. It's important that we provide an education for our students, and one of the activities that they're able to get that education instead of just a degree is soil judging. So every year our Murray State students participate in soil judging, and about every 10 years you get the opportunity to host it. So we've had nothing but rave reviews of Murray State.
There are about 100 students and coaches come here for the Southeast Regional Collegiate Soil Contest, and they are from like University Tennessee of Martin, University of Georgia, University of Auburn, Clemson, NC State, West Virginia, University of Tennessee in Knoxville, Virginia Tech, Tennessee Tech University, and Western Kentucky University.
A day before the contest, practice pits are set up so students from different universities can learn more about the soil in Western Kentucky.
We have 12 sites, 12 pits for the practice pits, and then we have 4 more at the contest site. On the West Farm, we have 5 pits. At the North Farm, we have 3 pits. And then at Dr. Brandon's farm in Hazel, we have 4 more pits. So the practice pits are just so students and other participants can come down and learn about the soil types here at Murray State. Because the soils are so different across the United States, and it's important that they get to come down and really see and get their hands-on experience on the types of soils. You can learn a whole lot in a classroom about what is in the soil, what makes up the soil, but you really don't know how all soils are different until you get out and put your hands on it.
Some of the different things we've seen in this soil, we've seen a lot of frangipans, and we don't have very many of those in Alabama. So frangipans, they're not really sure how they form, but it's a really hard pan and it's a restrictive layer for water. And so you'll have prismatic structures, so it'll look like prisms sitting in the soil, and each of the prisms will be outlined in a grayer material where the water can get through.
And that new hands-on knowledge is put to test on contest day.
The first thing that you would do is kind of go in and look on the side, look and see where the horizons are on the side of the pit. So once you kind of see about where all the horizons start and stop, that's when you'll write down your measurements. That's why the tape is in there. You'll write down where those horizons start and stop, and then you'll get to go in there and take samples. Once you take samples from each horizon, you'll get to come out of the pit and get to mess with them. You can feel them, you can wet them down, run them between your fingers, see how much, by running it in between your fingers, you can see how much sand is in it, and then if it makes a long ribbon as you're messing with it in your fingers, then you know it has a lot of clay in it. You also compare it to a Munsell color chart, which is just a color chart for soils that you just flip through and you can see and you can compare, so you know what the color of the soil is.
The top 3 teams advanced to the nationals, leading up to the international contest.
Last year we were fortunate enough due to students such as this and Danielle to go to to win the national contest. So I coached the international team at the international contest, which was hosted in Hungary. None of the students that are actually here were on the international team because we took the top 4 placers that were from 4 different universities to the international contest. But it was certainly a wonderful experience.
This year, Virginia Tech, UT Knoxville, and Tennessee Tech placed in the top 3 of the contest hosted by Murray State University.
I commend Dr. Ian Handiani, our soil professor, our students, our faculty, and our staff for helping come together to do this contest. And obviously we couldn't do it without the Natural Resource Conservation Service, and Mr. Jerry McIntosh, Rudy Forsythe, and Steve Blanford have just devoted their whole month basically to getting set up for this contest.